I love making something out of nothing. I'm not trained, but I am brave and determined. Of course, I could hire a professional, but DIY first. Hey guys, welcome back. So I am starting another project, and this is also a project that I have been kind of putting off for a little while. I've been intending to do this, I don't know for how long, but this is as part of the front porch makeover. So I have these white buckets that I used as planters, and on the inside of the buckets I made like kind of like a self-watering type of system. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this planter box. I got a 1/8 drill bit here. Let's do a 3/8 drill bit. Okay, I got a PVC pipe cut at a 45 degree angle. Painted the top black. I'm going to use milk jugs for the water reservoir. I'm going to drill 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 across the bottom. Cut the top off. Let's see if I can get a smaller. That's a better fit. I want it to be snug so that the dirt doesn't go down inside. So this one is too loose. I may redo it, or I'll probably redo this one and not use that one. So let's continue. So I'm gonna put my 4 holes in around the top and 4 holes around the bottom. The top holes apparently are air holes, and the bottom is for the water into the roots. So this is a food safe bucket. However, I'm not using it for food right now. The tutorial I watched said that a white bucket is not really a good idea because it can cause algae to grow inside the bucket, which I suppose is not a good thing. However, these are going to be in a wood planter box eventually, so I'm hoping that that will block the sun and so algae won't grow inside. If it does, I'll just take the plants out and paint them later. But for right now, I'm going to leave them white. I'm going to put a drainage hole. So I need it below the air holes. So probably maybe right in there. Okay, so what happens now is I'm going to fill in all around the container here with soil. I got the Miracle-Gro potting mix, not potting soil. Potting mix apparently is the right thing to get. So I'm going to fill around, and as the water goes out of the jug, the soil that's around here will pull the water up towards the roots. Apparently that's how this is supposed to work. So let's fill up the bucket and see what happens. Also, what I am planting is these hostas. So my brother brought these to me. He was going to get rid of them. They are in somewhat rough shape, but apparently these are kind of hard to kill. So we're going to see if I can revive them and not kill them. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. So what I'll do is I'll water it from the top for the next couple of days or so until I can get it saturated all the way down to the bottom. And then I should be able to just use the reservoir to continue watering it at that point. When you put the soil in, the water just kind of slowly leaks out and waters the soil from the bottom up. So what I'm going to do is use this as my template to be able to build a surround to go around the buckets to make them look better, make them more aesthetically pleasing for the front porch. So I'm going to take the process that I made for the garden surrounds with the cedar posts and convert that into a planter box for the front. So in my mind, I want this to be different levels. So there's two buckets. I want one a little bit higher than the other, and I also want legs coming down at the bottom. So the buckets are about like a 12-inch diameter. So I need to do 12 inches on the sides, 24 across, so that both will be connected. So that's what I'm going to do today. I almost forgot that I wanted to have these two different lengths. I want a full fence post to be the difference. So I'll do 3 fence posts on one side and 4 on the other. I think I'm going to go ahead and sand these pieces down. Well, I guess it wouldn't be one of my videos if something didn't go awry. So, it's too small. The buckets don't fit. And I think it's because I was thinking 12 inches and it's closer to 12 and a quarter. And if you consider the planks overlapping, like, measurements are off. So I want to try to figure out how to salvage this without having to purchase more material. So I think what I'm going to do is take it apart. I brought the buckets back here. I'm going to see what I need to do to fix my error. So we're just gonna make this up as we go and see what happens. Okay. how well this system works because I can see roots that grew down to the bottom. The way this system is set up, it is intended to hold water here at the bottom. Most of the bottom is filled up with these gallon jugs, but there's also a drainage hole that's like 2 or 3 inches up. There's intended to be water that will rest at the bottom, and as the soil dries, the water leaches up the top, around the sides, and comes up. So the roots grow down and search for the water. So I can see that these roots from the hosta that I had in here grew all the way to the bottom of the container. It kept the plants alive, even though I didn't have to water them very often. Every so often I would just, refill through this pipe right here. I just get the water hose and run some water in there until the water comes out the top, and then that lets me know that the jug is full. Every once in a while, maybe once or twice that whole summer, I would put water over the top too, to kind of saturate the whole thing. But I mean, look at all these roots all the way to the bottom. So the system, it does work. I'm gonna actually use the buckets this time to get my measurement, just to see, can I salvage the wood that I've already cut without having to cut more or buy more. I think I have a few more pieces of the fence pickets, so I'll see what I can do with what I have. I don't know. They always say measure twice, cut once. I tend to like measure once and then cut a whole bunch of times and still get it wrong. Anyway. That was the problem. I didn't take into consideration the overlap. I'm gonna try this again, and I also marked where I need to put the braces on the inside so that the buckets have something to sit on, have them elevated up off the ground. Alright, so this size works. I am marking these pieces as side and middle. Basically what I'm going to do is attach these together to each other and then put this in the bottom, and this is what the buckets will sit on. This is some more of the pressure treated wood that I cut down, and I'll be using the Craig 2.5 inch pocket hole screws. These are the blue ones, so they are for outdoor. plan to finish this project off is to add some trim pieces in the corners that can overlap and cover this seam here. And I think also maybe in the middle to just add a little additional detail, but also to cover the screw holes. So it seems that nails, like the brad nails, are strong enough to hold the pieces in place. So I don't think I'm gonna add any additional screws. It doesn't seem like I need to. It seems sturdy enough. Maybe also because of the brace pieces that I put at the bottom of the buckets, that's probably adding a little bit more stability. I have these scrap pieces of 1x4 material. These are some that I had from a previous project, and these are also salvaged when I demoed the cabinet in the garage. And I'm thinking about painting them, so I think it doesn't really matter that this one is already stained, and also they are probably different wood underneath, different texture, you know, different species of wood. I'm also going to paint the feet. So since the feet are going to be black, I think I'll paint these trim pieces black as well. That's the plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and then this project should be ready to go. I've decided I'm gonna cheat. This side is going to be the front, primarily because it has the full piece of wood here in the center. So all three areas have the full pieces of wood, and I don't have any more pieces tall enough to go the full length down. I'm thinking about in the back just putting this this piece here at the top, so that when you're looking from the top down, it looks like everything looks the same, but in the back it's just this long. The other alternative, would be to put these two pieces together. They're not long enough to go all the way down, but they go almost all the way. So potentially I might do that, but either way, it's not. Maybe I'll just do that, and at least it'll look closer to the same. But I think that side is gonna go against the wall, so I don't think it really matters. But just to keep uniformity when looking from the top down, I think I will just put a piece there, but that side will go against the wall. Just got home from work. This is probably not the smartest idea, but I am not changing my clothes, so I gotta be extra careful. I have this same black paint, this Rust-Oleum paint that I used when I did the windows, And I'm going to use the same paint to paint the trim on this, primarily because I know it's going to match and because it's right here and accessible. The garage is still a total wreck. I am planning to come back out here pretty soon and get started to resume work on this space again as soon as I finish with this project in the front yard. So I'm going to paint the trim and try to be as careful as possible so I don't make a mess of my clothes, and then this project will be ready to go. Because of how this came together, I will not be able to remove this bucket unless I remove these pieces of trim too, but that's okay because I can still access it to get the dirt and everything put in, put everything back together and plant things. So I think it'll be fine. If I ever need to take this bucket out for whatever reason, this will be easy to just pop that off.